Well, hello everyone, this is Mohammad Badrutuja, and now I'm going to cover especially a tool which is known as FFUF. This tool basically used for the directory, files, subdomains enumeration. Also you can find parameters, a lot of things, a lot of enumeration tasks you can perform with FFUF tool. And as you can see here, this tool is used for enumeration, fuzzing and directory brute forcing. In many previous videos I already used this tool, so today I just think to cover or create a dedicated video on this tool for enumeration, fuzzing and directory brute forcing. So that's been said, I'm using the lab from TryHackMe, and this lab is pretty awesome because everything you need to know about this particular tool FFUF, all the things you will have and you will cover here in this lab. So without wasting time, let's just go and see what we can do. So the first thing is introduction. You can actually read this introduction, and to perform this lab successfully you need two things. The first is itself FFUF tool. You need to install this tool on your operating system. By default you will always have this tool on Parrot OS, Kali OS, Pen2, Black Arc, like this. If you are using these Linux distributions, so you will by default have the FFUF tool. The second thing you need is word list. So word list you can use as you want. If you have any other word list, that will be okay, but for this lab it is recommended that you should have the seclists word lists. So, and these word lists are pretty awesome because you have approximately everything in these lists. So how you can install this seclist word list in your Linux distro? You can search it on Google, seclist GitHub, and you will find the GitHub repository for the seclist. You can basically go here and you can see a lot of things are there, like discovery. If you go inside discovery, file systems, DNS, infrastructure, mainframe, means they have done a pretty good job because they categorize all the word list in by particular identity, right? For fuzzing, you can go in fuzzing, you will find the database word list in the databases, local file inclusion word list here, and it will have the variety of word list. So that's been said, you can come to the main page, you can go to the code, and you can clone this repository by just simply typing a command like git clone and then paste the link, and you can clone the whole repository. But I already have this repository in my machine, so I'm not going to do this again, although I'm going to just show you that I have these repository in my user share word list, and inside word list I have seclist. Okay, so ls space -la, and you can see all these directories are here. So we will use all these in a minute, but before that just go back to the FFUF. So this was the introduction. So also if I see FFUF, so I already have FFUF in my Kali machine. If you don't have, you can install very easily. You can use, if you are not logged in as root user, you can use sudo apt install FFUF. Very simple. And if you are logged in as root, you don't need the sudo. So that's it. Let's go back. So I have complete the installation of both seclist and all these things. Now walkthrough, we will see the basic. So basically the help page, once we type here FFUF space -h, so the first thing it will show you the version, which version of FFUF you are using. So I'm using version 1.3.1, and there are options. So they even they categorize the options. So if you need to see any option related to HTTP, so you will find in this section. If you find the journal options, if you want to see the journal options, you will find in the journal options category. So this is well managed. Okay. So in HTTP options, space -h is used for header. So if you want to use the header option, you can use space -h switch, and the way of describing the value of header in the double quotes, name and the value, name of the header and value of the header, like this. And you can also use the methods of HTTP like get or post. So for that you need to specify -X switch. Then if you want to specify the cookie, suppose that if you want to enumerate, or if you want to brute force about the directory or the file or parameters, and the request contain, or the successful request depends on the cookie, so you must specify the cookie, and for that you can use space -b switch. And how you can actually put the value or specify the value of the cookies like this. Okay, like PHP SESS is the name and the value of the PHP session ID, like this. And if the request contain more than one cookie, so you can specify with colon, semicolon, right? The post data also you can pass. Recursive queries you can perform. Recursive depth you can specify. Okay, timeout you can specify. And space -u switch is very, very important, because this is the switch with which you can specify the target URL. Space -x if you want FFUF tool to send the traffic through the burp proxy or any proxy you are using, you can specify space -x switch, and you need to specify the URL of your proxy. Fine. Other most important part is match options and filter options. So in match options, if you want to match the response code, like I want to see the results only for status code containing 200 or something like this, you can specify with this. If you want to match the lines in the response, if you want to match the regex in the response, you can use MR. If you want to specify or match only the particular size in the response, so you can use MS, like this. And same like that in filter option, if you want to filter some particular responses, like I don't want to see any response containing status code 403, so you can use this switch. Same like that, if you want to filter the lines, if you want to filter the regex, if you want to filter the size, so you can perform with this. And rest of the thing we will see while solving this lab. Okay, so whenever you are going to specify a word list, so after word list just make colon and then any name instead of fuzz you want to perform, you can give it here, and instead of fuzz you can specify it here. So before going to that, I'm just going to start the machine. So it will take approximately 1 minute. Fine. And then we will good to go. Okay. Till then we can do few things like clear that and cd desktop, and I'm going to mkdir and let's say FFUF. Hit enter, cd FFUF, clear. So the first question is, what is the first file you found with a status code of 200? Fine. And we can use these commands for the FFUF. So let's go FFUF space -w for the word list. You can specify space -u switch before or after, there is no problem. So space -w for the word list, /user share word list, and I'm going to use sec list. And inside sec list there is discovery folder. Inside discovery there is web content folder, and here I want to show you something. ls space hyphen la, then inside the sec list there is discovery, and inside discovery there is web content folder, and inside web content folder there are a lot of things, but a few things we need to take care. It's asking for what is the first file you found with 200 status code. So these raft, there are categories in raft file even, because the one category of raft file is for directory enumeration. As you can see here, raft large directory lowercase large directory. Okay, for the file extension large extension. So we need files like raft medium file lowercase dot text. We can use this, or yeah, we will use this. Fine. So as you can see here, web content, it is using big dot text. So you can also use big dot text because there is big dot text in the same location, the same. So this is big dot text. So according to that, we can use the same file, big dot text space hyphen u, and then http:// come back here. This is the IP. So just paste the IP, and the place where you want to put the content of this file, because what FFUF is going to do, it will see open this file big.txt, and it will take one by one word from this file and put instead of fuzz this particular word, right? Also you can choose the number of threads you want simultaneously. So if I say space hyphen t, let's say 60, hit enter, it is going to start. You can also, instead of fuzz, we can customize the word fuzz by this. Okay, there is no rocket science. You just need to wherever you are specifying the word list, just put 1:, and then specify the name of the parameter. Instead of fuzz, we will use noraj or anything. So as you can see here, the first file having 200 status is favicon.ico icon file. Copy this, come here, paste it here and submit. So as you can see, our answer is correct. Now move to the second part. So in the second part, it's saying finding pages and directories. Fine. So one approach you could take would be to start enumerating with a generic list of files such as raft medium file lower text, what I mentioned just earlier. So like these files are for directory enumerations, and this file is for file enumeration. So if you are doing file enumeration, you can choose this. If you are going for directory enumeration, you can choose this file. Okay, so although they are using medium file in lowercase, we can use any of these, but according to the question. So what text file did you find? Okay, so let's see. So according to this, we are going to use this small, copy, clear this, and everything is same, just we need to change this. Instead of big.txt, I'm going to use raft small, hit enter, come on. Hit enter. So the first text file is robots.txt we find. So just I'm going to copy this and come back here. Let's put it here, paste, submit, and yeah, correct. What two file extensions were found for index page? There is index.php and what else? Only one, index.php. We are using small, and they used medium, so maybe the result is different in the medium because it is asking for two extension. We just got one extension which is PHP, and it's completed. Okay, there is one. What two file extensions were found for the index page? Let's try. So PHP and PHPS. Yeah, this is correct, but I still do not, because there is only one icon file. This is the image icon file. There is one backup file. Rest are PHP. So in PHP we found only two extensions, PHPS and PHP. Okay, let's go back. And what page has a size of 4840 size? So there is a size 4840, and this is about.php. So come back here and about.php. That actually these questions are here only to make you understand everything, means what is status code, how you see the size of a file, what you found, how you will see the word, how you will, in next section you will find how you can filter or categorize things here, what you want to see and what you want to ignore, right? How many directories are there? So in term of directory, this is file, all these file. This could be directory. These all the files. How many directories? So for directory, I think we need to choose the word list, which is for directory. Let's try medium directory lowercase, this, and come back here. Just paste this directory, this file name here, hit enter. So we found two directories, three. Let it complete. So as you can see, we completed this enumeration and we have only 4 directories. So the main thing, the important thing is you should know how you can use what you want. Okay, for the particular goal, how you can use the FFUF, this tool. So it could be the word list, could be anything or any word list. Maybe in some specific situation you need to create a word list, custom word list, and then you have to use that word list against the directory enumeration. But the thing is, you must know how you use this tool in particular situation. So now we get the number of directories. So we have 4 number of directories. Submit, and answer is correct. Okay, go to the task 4, and in task 4 we are going to use the filters. So as I mentioned before, how we will use the filter and when we need to use the filter. If we see this result, you can see that there are few parameters like status, size, words and lines. So suppose the status, we take example of status. So as you can see, this directory has status code 301 and this directory has status code 403. Now suppose that I don't want to see any result containing status code 403. So at that instant, what you will do, open new tab, that will be better. So FFUF space -h. So here, as you can see, these are the filter options. You can filter code, you can filter according to the line, you can filter according to the regex, you can filter according to the size and words. So now come back here, clear this, and this time what we need to do is we need to use the filters. Now the first question of this is, after applying the FC filter, how many results were returned? And they mentioned here actually text, where is it? Yeah, by adding status code 403, because we don't want to see this status code. So let's try to use the same. So FFUF and actually small files, yeah, this one will be okay, space hyphen FC, and I don't want to see this status code request response. Hit enter, and what it is asking, after applying FC, how many results were returned? So we need to see it in a minute. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Let it complete, and here you will not see any result containing status code 403 because we filter that. So let's say 11 because it's completed approximately. Yeah, 11, and yeah, okay, so we need to filter out status code 403. See, you need to, once you do this room, you must read all this content because these are very, very important and very, very good. Once you read these content and this theory, you will know more things. Okay. After applying the MC filter, how many results we return? So MC filter means match code. Suppose now you only want to see the result containing status code 200, right? They mentioned here maybe MC 500, MC 200. Yeah, they actually specify the command, complete command, MC 200. So this is Fuzz, this is word list, and status code is 200. So copy this and paste it here, but I need to user share and word list. Yeah, and this is gonna be the checklist like that, and MC is 200. Fine. What I messed up, FFUF space hyphen U, and this is the 221.254 user share word list checklist discovery web content raft medium file lowercase and MC 200. That seems good, but let's try raft medium files. So raft hyphen medium files lowercase dot text. Yeah, now it's working. So that means I just want to see the result containing status code 200. Now the question is, how many results were returned? So 1 2 3 4 5 6, up to now 6. Let's try 6. Yeah, 6 results. It's still working, but okay. Which valuable file would have been hidden if you use FC403? So instead of space hyphen FR. Okay, so in the last scan we used FC filter 403, and what we got 11 result. So in among these 11 result, we actually missed a valuable file. So Here, as you can see, this is the third one, and for FR means the regex, filter regex. So what we need to filter is this. That means I will tell you in a minute. Okay, so for this, clear, the last scan was filter status code 403. Yeah, this was the last result. So I want to run this again. Okay, till then we can come here and I want to show you something. So Pythex, cheat sheet. So you can see this is for escaping special character, fine, and star for match any character, sorry, dot for matching any character, and star 0 or more append this. So if you write dot and after dot you write star, then it will match anything after whatever you mentioned, right? So here this is the result, and I am going to keep it like this. In this, clear, and here I am going to take this command, copy, come back and paste it here, fine. So if we run this command, yeah, of course it will not gonna run because the path is different. Web content, raft, seclist, user share inside word list, and seclist should be capital S and it should be user share. Okay, what was that? User share word list, seclist, discovery, raft medium file lowercase, web contents, and raft small file lowercase dot text. Now you will see the difference. So we are filtering the regular expression. Okay, this is already done. Up to now we found approximately everything similar, and wp forum.php, as you can see here, we did not find that file here because this is important file, but it contains the status code 403. So we filter here status code 403. That's why we did not get that. But if we try the filter for the regular expression, so you will get 403. Fine. So this is the file which we, come on, copy, come back here, paste here. Okay. So up to now we fuzz the files, directories, and we filter and match the codes. Similarly, you can filter and match the lines, words, and size of the responses. And now we are moving towards fuzzing the parameter. For fuzzing the parameter, what we need to do is we need to first terminate this machine. And now, because for fuzzing parameter, there is another machine and we need to start this machine. So start that machine, and let's see. For this task, we will be looking for parameter fuzzing. Okay, this is the base URL. So this is going to be the base URL, and we will later fuzz this base URL. Okay. So what happened? Sometime you will get a request once you are trying to find out or testing the SQL injection attacks. So in that case, you need you have the query, you have the URL, but you don't know the parameter. So if you are going to fuzz the parameter, you can use also FFUF, and this is very easy. Fine, but the most important part, whenever you are going to fuzz, the word list plays a very important role. So if the word list you are using is good and well enough, you will get the good results. So now the machine is started. I am going to copy this, come back here, but before this, let's see what is the parameter you found. So we need to find out the parameter. Come back here, clear. Now to find the parameter, everything will be same. We don't need FC. Thread I'm trying to use 60, and actually instead of fuzz, we need the new URL. Also we need the new word list. Fine. So the word list we are going to use is user share word list, sec list, inside sec list discovery, and inside discovery SQLi or what parameter. We need to check that out. Inside sec list discovery, inside web content there is a parameter. So web content, inside web content there is burp hyphen parameter names dot text. So this is gonna be the word list we are going to use. And now the URL, so this is gonna be the URL. So copy this URL, no, not this, copy and paste it here. Now because you are going to fuzz the parameter, so it is very important to know how you define the parameter, right? So suppose if you file the parameter, I'm going to copy this so that I will explain something. Here suppose you have www.abasdf.com, and inside that there is a directory, let's say assets, and inside that there is a file like discovery.php, and inside discovery.php there is a parameter which is id, and inside id it could be the value of id could be 110. Okay, so this is how you define the parameter and the value of the parameter. Same like in this example or in this task, we don't know whether the parameter name is id. The parameter could be anything. Like if I copy and paste one more time, this could be, suppose that, let's say file, and here it could be the name of the file, let's say test.txt. So the parameter name is file and the value of this parameter is test.txt. So same like that, also it could be something like cmd. Okay, and here you can insert the command like who am I. So here the parameter name is cmd and the value of this parameter is who am I. But in this case, suppose you are in a situation where you don't know the parameter. What is parameter? What is the parameter? So in that case, you need to brute force enumerate the parameters, and this is how you will perform the parameter enumeration, right? So what we are going to do here is less, and to specify the parameter we must specify the question mark. Then whatever you are going to fuzz enumerate or brute force, we need to put fuzz, and is equal to, let's say value is 1. We also don't know about the value, So you can specify the value 1 or A or B or C, something like this. Okay, because the parameter could be a varchar data type, or it could be integer, decimal, float, anything. So you need to test that. So let's hit enter here, and as you can see, the result is everything or anything you put instead of this or in this place, everything has a status code 200, so it is showing you all the results. But I don't want all the results, so you can filter these results in two ways. How? Whether you can filter the size, response size, or the word, right? So response size, I'm going to just take this value, copy, and let's put it here, paste. So now let's try to filter by size. So space hyphen fs for the size, and the size is 691. So I don't want any response with the size 691. Hit enter, and as you can see, we found the parameter, which is id. So come back here and come back here. What the parameter we found is id. Fine. What is the highest valid id? Before jumping to this question, I also want to show you by filtering the word. Where is it? So we actually filter the result with size. Now I want to filter the result according to the word. So come back here, FW, and the word is 39. It's showing all the results with 39, but I don't want to see 39. So as you can see here, the word size is 37. So that is the unique, so but not 39. Fine. So in that way you can actually get more valuable results. Okay, so the next question is, what is the highest valid id? Now we know one thing, that this is the correct parameter. Now if we try this, copy, come back here, paste, hit enter. So 1, this is SQL dump series. Okay, but I need to know, suppose I say 9999, hit enter. So this ID is not valid because we did not get any user information. If I say only 10, so you can see there is a username and its password. So 10 is valid ID, 1 is valid ID, 5 also valid ID, because this is another user stupidity. But if I say 500, so there is no user on this ID. It means this is invalid ID. Now what we need to do, we found the parameter. Now we have to brute force the parameter value. And how we will do that is similarly, same like this, copy, come here, paste, and instead of 1, we will write FUZZ. Fine, this is gonna be the value. Now the value of this ID is gonna be the integer. So we need to have a word list which contain numbers, right? And that you can do like this. So cd desktop, come on, cd desktop and FFUF. Inside FUF, I'm using crunch, and let's say the minimum number of character is 1 and the maximum number of characters could be 3, and these all the words or these all the numbers will contain values from 0 to 9, and I want to save this in a file numbers.txt, right? Hit enter. So it is gonna create all possible combinations having 1 to 3 characters, number characters, and put it in the file numbers.txt. So if I say cat numbers.txt, so you can see we have all the values from 1 to 9, right? 1 to 999. So clear this, and this time we are going to use this word list which we created. So everything would be same here because we already know the parameter name is id, and this is gonna be the fuzz. And instead of this word list, I'm going to use my own word list which we just created, and it is actually we are already in desktop and FFUF directory, so we can directly just pass the name, and then we don't need FW result, just hit enter. So okay, because everything is 200, so again the same condition. Now how we will filter, same like before, we can filter the size or we can filter the words. So clear this, and let's say, oh come on, I forgot the value of filter, and so just take this, copy, come here, paste. So the size is 670. I want the unique one, so space hyphen FW for the word, and the word is 670. I want not to show any request or any response containing this word length, right? What's going on? Still it's showing, oh, it's not size, it's not word, it's size. Clear. It should be S, not W. Yeah, now better, because now you can see the size is not 670. So I hope these all the requests are good. Done. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, then 8 9 10 11 12 13 is there, 14 is there, 13 I don't know. Let's try 13 here. Let's see 13 is valid ID or not. No, 13 is not the valid ID. If I say 14, yeah, 14 is the valid ID. Okay, what is the question? What is the highest valid ID? Highest valid ID is 14. I thought it's asking for the total valid ID. What is dummy password? So for dummy password, we need to check actually one. This is dumb. So we need to check every request one by one, and then we will find the dummy user. So if there is a huge database at that instant, it is very difficult to find like that. So you cannot go to do that, right? We will send the post request in this task. They already mentioned everything. If you do not have this explanation at that instant, what you need to do, you need to open the burp suite. You need to send one request to the burp suite proxy, and then you need to know what kind of request is it and how what are the parameters in the request, and then you have to brute force, or you can use the FFUF after looking at the request. So I'm just show you real quick the process, so you have better understanding, although you can directly just put this request, copy and paste it here. Inside checklist, inside password, there is leak. Yeah, so if you do like this, it will make this request, and whatever containing the status code 200 is gonna be the real password. So this is gonna be the password. We can copy it and put it here, just paste it, and this is okay here. And now we will go to the subdomain enumeration. So for the subdomain enumeration, what you need to do is you need to just specify the URL. And because you know that the main domain like test.com or mydomain.com, but before this, if there is any subdomain, it will come here. So test.mydomain.com or abcd.mydomain.com. Okay, space -c, then specify the word list, and it will give you the subdomain. Fine. So here you just need to read this and hit complete. Okay, with FFUF you can also proxying the traffic. Means whatever FFUF sending the request, you can send those requests through the proxy so that you can later analyze all those requests. And how you will do that? Clear. Now suppose this is the request, right? But you want to send these all the requests through the proxy. You know your proxy is running on port number 8080 over loopback address. So what you need to do is just specify space -x. Is it FFUF space -h, hit enter, space -x, yeah, and this is for the proxy. So you can use it like this. So space -x, and let's say come here, http://127.0.0.1 port number is 8080. So here in burp suite there is no request now. Once we just hit enter, come back here, as you can see it's brute forcing and all the requests going through the burp proxy. All the requests. We are here for proxyifying the traffic. So here there is no question, but this is very useful. I already show you this one. You can also try this to replay the proxy traffic. Now question number 8, reviewing the option. Okay, so as you start to use more options, so this is all about the options and all the questions related regarding the options. So how do you use how do you save the output of a markdown file like FFUF.md? So first of all, you just need to see all the options and you need the output file, right? And what output file it needs? So space -o for output, and to specify the format is F, and you need to save it as MD format, and the file name is gonna be this, space -o, and paste this. Fine. Next is how do you reuse a raw HTTP file. Suppose you have a file and you want to use that file. So it should be request request. So you can use this file containing the raw HTTP request. Fine. How do you strip comment from a word list? So stripping the comment, you can use space -ic. Okay, so space -ic. Now to read the word list from stdin -w-, yeah. So how do you print full URL and redirect location? -v. verbose and print full URLs like this, right? So space -v. What option would you use to follow redirects? Space -r. And how do you enable the colorized output? Space -c. Come back here, space -c, this one, to colorize the output, and space -r for the follow redirects. Come back here, what else we have? About the author, so Noraj, thank you very much for this awesome room, and thank you very much for the try hack me for this awesome room, and we completed the room. So that's it for this video. If you have any query, you can put your query in the comment section. If you like the content, please like, subscribe and share. See you in the next video. Bye.